Okay. Okay. Um, Here I come to you to speak about the child that fell out of a floor at a daycare in Dorchester, Massachusetts. This is very, very, uh, to understand, I got so much cross-reference it, so much where, um, just the fact that she had to, mothers these days have to work. They have to be at two places at the same time to taking all the time away from the young children. Um, and she ended up in an unfortunate situation at a daycare her child was attending for 2 weeks. Her child had fell off of the roof at the daycare. Um, Coincidentally, this daycare sent photos 15 minutes before this child was um, pronounced dead. Well, not say pronounced dead, but was the poll. And it just seemed odd. In 15 minutes, and while you sending the photo, or right after you sent the photo, you don't know that this child is missing. The child is sitting at a table. So how did this child get up on top of the roof? And I have to say, I suspect this is foul due to the evidence. She shows 15 minutes before she's called to the place that, her child climbed 15 minutes, 4 flights of stairs. The child opened a window and went up 4 flights of stairs and fell off a roof that the mother says only the maintenance people have access to. Um, you do have to know, some people, they may not be bad to everybody. Child, but all it takes is that one or two children that they do something malicious to, and everybody becomes, those people are selective sociopaths. And this is what you may call a prejudice upon me, prejudging based on the factors that she was a licensed daycare on the first floor. The child was found on the fourth, and I'm like, okay, she had her husband there. Both of them was there. Did you have the children in one room? I mean, both of y'all was there. Why? Okay, still, and it's not like, if it was a bootleg daycare, then you expect them, yeah, they could have been asleep, the child might have went up there, you may have suspected. But when you're a licensed daycare and you're keeping children, it's more it's more expected that you're gonna be awake and alert. Definitely to make sure that the children are not going up the flight of the stairs. Um, so this here seems like it was, the husband ended up going to the hospital. This here needs a thorough investigation. Definitely will do my best to keep up with the updates of this here. The family needs to be media, definitely getting this information out. Um, I mean, and it's very controversial when you're in a catch-22. If you don't do nothing, people got something to say. And you could be doing something, but you just not having the production you need with having a child with you or the resources. And then you may be placing your child somewhere, especially if they cannot fully write and talk or understand the words to use to what's going on. Um, there's a problem. The child didn't want to be there, and then the child ends up dead from falling off this roof 4 flights up. Mm. This definitely needs to be and attending, sometimes people can just have a random envy. And, I hate that question when somebody asks, well, why this person don't like you. You're tending to especially when you're tending to your business, and if you go around wondering why people don't like you or why they want to do you some evil, you'll never get nothing done. So this one may have had some unknown charcoal. I mean, just some horrible, just charcoal, and embedding in her that she may have been in cases before that have not been told, because when people are on these welfare to work programs, they're poor and they don't want to make a bad name with somebody that seems higher than them. And so, they come on with their child alive, they keep quiet, they don't do nothing about it. It's like, okay, my child's still alive, so I'm not going to make a complaint about it. So it's like, okay, when the next child gets there and have a situation and die because you didn't do anything, you didn't take no action, especially, over the serious matter, then it's like, oh, okay, why such and such? I mean, it's not the 60s, it's not the 80s anymore. People should have matured a whole lot, especially tomorrow coming into taking care of people's children. And this is, parents don't have enough time to look for childcare, to study a person, go pop in on a daycare for like a year or two. You don't have enough time for that. Then you're forced to get into something without studying. And definitely I recommend anybody, before you place your child into a center, definitely walk in and study it, and you could do that and still get surprises. You would get reviews and everything, because the bad reviews, especially when you're not in the rich of circle or people that's gonna tell it like it is, you may get an edited version, or no one speaking up to after the fact. So it's very unfortunate. Very much Daylan Walker. Um, uh, uh, just I have deepest sympathy for your family, and that was her only child. Um, so definitely, I encourage the family, grandparents. Um, when you're working 40 plus hours a week, you don't have time to stop in and check in on the daycare, see exactly what's going on with your child. Her child was just dropped off at the daycare, maybe within an hour or two. This is unfortunate. That daycare providers shall not be in peace. And I see it. Um, Now I'm like, how you gonna send a photo 15 minutes before the child died, and then the child, I mean, even if you were texting on the phone, the child was sitting at the table. How could the child really move extreme distance like that, especially if you have the children in one room and you're woke? Very much. I hope somebody at the scene something, and if you've seen it, you're gonna have to definitely report that, because this doesn't. No, 15 minutes before. I mean, she didn't say 2 hours before. This is not something that happened around nap time and the child was laying down and this is unfortunate.